Chris Cuomo was so upset. Yeah, I love Chi.
Party is not afraid of migrants, as Trump may like, but they are afraid of these guys, Iranian nationals with jihadist sympathies.
Bro, what are you?
You let them in with a laxity that AOC and other radicals insisted on. And the far left is actively embracing people who are the enemy. Pro-Hamas, people who chant globalize the Intifada, the Palestinian uprising characterized by over 130 suicide bombings? Really?
Remember what? I'm glad that I just had that long conversation about how, like, what's so annoying to me about Islamophobia and the way that I experience it, the way that I see it is like, I know what he's saying is racist. Many of you know what he's saying is racist. But I know for a fact that he's not going to get punished for this. As a matter of fact, not a single person in his orbit is going to turn around and be like, dog, aren't you supposed to be like a Democrat? What the are you saying right now? It's that extra anger. It's that resentment and anger that I have, knowing full well that society doesn't check this kind of attitude at all. Look, man, it's his brother. Don't lie. You wouldn't do the same amount. No, not to this degree. Are you kidding me? Christopher C. Cuomo, enough with the fake division, sides, and parties. These extreme Islamists want to kill both sides. Extremism at home and abroad are the threat. Anyone making an excuse for these types are the part of the problem. What? ICE nabs 11 Iranian migrants, including suspected terrorists, as Border Patrol warns of possible sleeper cells? Wait, what? So you saw ICE grab Iranian migrants and you just automatically assume that they're terrorists. Is that what's going on? They're sleeper cells? Like, you're pro-ICE now. Yeah. ICE is just like randomly deporting Iranian migrants on U.S. soil to beef up the narrative that there's like sleeper cells in the country. And this guy's a willing participant in this propaganda operation. Nice.
And I'm not picking on AOC. I respect her success in developing a following. I just think that she's killing her party. She is a deranged form of Democrat. And I'm pointing her out because she's at the top of the food chain. A recent CNN poll found she's the top Democratic leader who best reflects the core values of the Democratic Party. And this is by Democratic.
Wait, Cuomo, there's a reason why you're saying they when referring to the Democratic Party. And it's the same reason why you don't understand why AOC is best reflective of the core values of the Democratic Party is because you're not a Democrat. Not only are you not a Democrat, but you also don't realize why people think AOC best reflects the core values of the Democratic Party. The reason why is because of the things that you are saying are extremist. It's so funny to point to her success as a leader in the party and then be like, hey, the things that made other Democrats consider you to be the leader in the party, stop doing that. Like, that's literally why people are saying it, you moron. What is wrong with you?
Voters. She ranked higher than Harris, Jeffries, Newsom, even Obama. Are you kidding me? She couldn't be less about what made the Democratic Party great. And I get to...
Wait, so you're saying she should moderate so she is less resembling of the voice of the Democratic Party? Like, I don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense.
Say that. She is not a real one. I was raised by a real one. Google Mario Cuomo. Google Teddy Kennedy. Google Daniel Patrick Moynihan. Google any of the legends. You know the name.
Wait, Teddy Kennedy? I'm sorry, what? I love that he said Google my dad. By the way, Mario Cuomo's his dad.
Kennedy. Google Daniel Patrick Moynihan. Google any of the legends. You know the names. Remember the ideas. Mario Cuomo was a child of immigrants. He was considered less than himself. He would have never allowed a porous border or fake fights and socialistic calls for free everything, especially when there was a real bill to battle for Medicaid and tax breaks for the working class. AOC is popular because extremism drives social media and magnifies minorities. Pissing people off pays off. But radicals keep missing the rational majority. AOC and the radical left are the party of 20% when the country is the other 80%. Only 4% say Iran getting a nuke is not important. Only 18% say that men who identify as women shouldn't play in women's or girls' sports. Only 1 in 3 voters say foreign students who support terrorists should stay here. Only 16% of Americans want deportations to stop. Only 27% of voters support abolishing ICE. And forget about
audio only here. Is this Fox News? No, it's News Nation with premier progressive commentator Christopher Colombo.
But radicals keep missing the rational.
This is such a funny chyron. Developing story. Chris's father is former New York Governor Mario Cuomo. What's developing about that, bro? That developed so long ago, the dead. It can't develop any further than it has. You know what I mean? That is the most developed story of all time. There is nothing more developing on that front. Okay? Breaking news. Christopher Cuomo, son of Mario Cuomo. He's not developing, he's decaying.
Majority. AOC and the radical left are the party of 20% when the country is the other 80%. Only 4% say Iran getting a nuke is not important. Only 18% say that
Dude, awesome. What a fantastic way to cover this story. 85% of the country on that same YouGov poll says, 85% of that poll says they do not want to go to war with Iran. 18% biological men can't compete in girls and women's sports. Overwhelming majority still say trans people are unjustly prosecuted in this country. Remember that, okay? This is hyper niche and hyper specific. 33% foreign students who can support terror can stay in the U.S. Don't even know where you got this from. But again, overwhelmingly unpopular to deport people, students, for the crime of exercising their First Amendment rights. Overwhelmingly unpopular. It's also unconstitutional. Suck my dick. It's the most American thing you can do, bitch ass. 16% say deportations to stop. Deportations are unpopular. Again, majority disapproval for Trump's deportation. 27% support ICE. They used the wrong statistic. Oh, so they just lied. They just lied. As in, only 27% support ICE. 27% support abolishing ICE is so stupid. Rolling on the floor laughing. You are hyper niche. I'm hyper niche. I got a stadium. I got 2 stadiums full of in here watching. We have a larger, broader audience than mainstream news. And you're talking to me as though News Nation, which can't crack 1,000 views on YouTube every episode, is more is less niche and more broadly popular? Are you out of your mind, dude? There's numbers on the board right here. Their videos don't even crack 1,000 on YouTube. This is perhaps the worst. Like whenever haters come in here, okay, there are times when there's more opportune times to just like try to strike at me with some like, oh, dude, you fell off. Oh, dude, you're so niche. Brother, Chris Cuomo's brother, Andrew Cuomo, sneak dissed me at the New York mayoral race, at the debates. What the are you talking about? And guess what? The guy I was backing just won the primary. So I don't know, man. This is perhaps the worst, least opportune time to come in here and be like, bro, you're so niche. Bro, you fell off. You know what I mean? Worst time to do this. Check back in a couple weeks when things quiet down. You know what I mean?
Men who identify as women shouldn't play in women's or girls' sports.
Anyway, all those statistics are bunk. They just lied about it. What is this? Less than half of Democrats support abolishing it. Only 27% oppose it. Democrats are more likely to support than oppose abolishing ICE. But less than half of Democrats, 47%, support abolishing it, and 27% oppose it. So 27% oppose abolishing ICE. They didn't misrepresent the statistic. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's still a deeply unpopular institution, even across the board. They did? No, they didn't misrepresent it. Only 27% of Americans say they strongly or somewhat support abolishing ICE. No, they did. Relook at the video. No, support abolishing ICE, chatters. 43% view ICE very or somewhat unfavorably. 45% of Americans have a very or somewhat favorable view of ICE. In early February, 50% had a favorable view of ICE and 35% had an unfavorable one. Since then, Democrats have become much less favorable towards ICE. 13% net favorability in February minus 68 now. Oh, wait. Next bullet point. Only 27% of Americans say they strongly or somewhat support abolishing ICE, while 45% strongly or somewhat oppose this. Oppose abolishing ICE. Yes, they're saying 27% of Americans support abolishing ICE, 45% support ICE. They didn't misunderstand the number. They're saying 27% of Americans and 47% of Democrats support abolishing ICE. Yes. Yeah, those numbers are much larger when it comes to Democrats anyway.